Hello and welcome to episode 20 of Seclusion. Now, I realized that I didn't actually try out large shipwrecks, so I'm gonna do that now. We'll do a couple loads, see if we get anything interesting. This guy is kind of ruining it with all the garbage that's popping up. Might have to turn that off if it gets too annoying, but yeah, just gonna try it out and see what happens. Well, this was the first inventory, and I can already say I don't think I'm going to go for much more. Yes, the rings would be nice if I have to go. Well, I can't really use them for anything. To be quite honest, just jewelry kind of sucks in general for me, so I think I might just do the two inventories I have and just pretend that large shipwrecks don't exist. And this one just reconfirms that with how far away, it's really not worth doing. Got some caskets. I'm pretty sure these are just the rock crab caskets. Uh, no. No, they aren't. Okay. Or they might be. I don't know. I don't think you could get a tooth half from them usually, but overall, it's way too far away for this to be of any use to me, really. Figured I might as well work on the last sailing quest. So there's 30 hunter. That does not matter to me. I'm basically going to be doing crabs the entire way. 35 cooking, 35 hunter, level 40 cooking. And with this one here, we are finally at level 40. I'm just going to finish up with this inventory just because I'm almost done anyways. But we'll get on to the next part of prepping for this quest. So I'm just going to use the Slayer grind to get my melee up a little bit. Don't really need it for sailing itself, so don't feel too bad doing it now. Well, with Slayer. But to start off, we're just going to get myself some pants finally. And good, you can use this. The wiki says so, but you never know for sure. And I brought this just in case it's weak against slash, whatever mob I go against. But for the most part, I'm probably going to be using the mithril mace. And I got plenty of food from the previous grind, so it works out nice. Of course, I can't actually go to Vanica yet, seeing as I'm not level 40. So, Turiel's going to be giving me my first assignment. Of course, you have to talk to him. Okay. Just, uh, you really have to go through all this? Great. Alright, I spammed through it, but apparently I now have one. What is it? Ice Fiends. Okay. I swear I have the best of luck on my accounts that can't use the imps. My main is not bonded yet, so I can't get this guy, but yet again, on an account that can't get it, I find one of the best imps you can get. So, of course, hopefully someone catches you that actually needs you, but it's not going to be me. But anyway, how Slayer's going to work for me is I'm just going for the XP. So any items these guys in my that are not in my chunks, I will not be picking up any of the items. If they are my chunks, they're fair game, but for the most part, they're probably not going to be. So we're just going to get through these levels as fast as we can. And I just looked at the wiki to see if I could boost the Slayer level up and realized that I need 45 Hunter, not 40. So I'm gonna have to go back to my crabs pretty darn soon. And this stupid impling is just teasing me. Of course, right when I do the clip, he goes back down, but he's following me around just to tempt me a little bit more. And now is the perfect time. I have 12 HP. Let's see how much these red crabs give. And that was 8. Not too bad. I think that's probably the best food I can roughly make right now with, well, I can get lobsters if I can fish them. I forget what that level is, but yeah, decent food for me right now. 5 Slayer. I got a bird's task and I tried to attack an osprey. Yeah, I really got owned by it. I think I need to get armor on the ship and use something better than bronze cannonballs. but I really don't have it. But I just forgot to look to see if it gave me Slayer XP. So this will be the trial here. And maybe it'll give it here. And nope, they do not give Slayer XP. That is a shame. Level 10 Slayer. And it's been quite a while since I've done low level Slayer. And even longer since I've done Slayer on cruddy mobs. So this is gonna take a month and a half, it seems. It it just feels so much slower because I just want to do my sailing stuff, and none of these mobs or the drops even matter for the account. But there's 25 defense. Hopefully I can get the 40 combat pretty darn soon and pick up the pace a little bit. I want to AFK some of these tasks that hopefully I can save spot from Vanica, but for that I need a magic item. So I am just gonna run over here and hope for the best. Just hope for the best. Still alive, still alive. Okay, they can't make it anymore. Thank God. And of course, right when I think that, Dragon uses his fire breath and insta-kills me. So that's always fun. To prepare for Vanica, I want to make some rings of duelings with the rings we got from large shipwrecks. Always forget which one it is, so I just grabbed all the ruins. And we're just going to make them all. Hopefully I don't have to use all of them and then some to get this level, but with how slow this is, you never know. Here is a big level coming up relatively soon. One more hit. There we go. 43 magic, give me level 40 combat. We can now go to Vanica. Missed it, but there's level 30 defense. And come to think of it, probably missed level 15 Slayer, so there's 19 Slayer. And our first mission will be Lost Giants. Cool. So this is going about as fun as I'm sure some of you expected. Slayer takes what feels like a month. I'm 28 now. There's still loads to go, seeing as it's apparently 100k. But I wanted to teleport here to get bones for protect from magic because I have zombies right now. I want to do undead druids. I'm gonna do that mini quest that gives you a 10k lamp, and I'll probably do one small favor that'll give 20k worth, just because doing this Slayer is just taking ages, and those quests don't really give you that much. I'll get a bit of crafting, but whatever. I already did my big crafting grind. But yeah, apparently you need a sailor's mark for whatever this is called, the sailor's amulet to work. So I don't know where this is gonna be. Is that it? No. I'll just have to find this and then I'll go get my prayer up. And probably at the end I'll show you all of my skills just because honestly I only want to put myself through this torture. Found the marker. And as I said before, this will be my home until I get at least protect from magic. If it's not too bad, I might just go all the way to melee. But yeah, gonna be at home with the Minotaurs. And fun fact, these actually spawn at a rate that's fast enough that by the time you pick them all up and bury most of them, they're already coming back to you. So I don't even need to worry about getting rid of my random events. So I'm just going to be burying these ones, and as you can see, they're popping back up. It took ages, but ultimately I think every account gets better with this, but there's 43 prayer, protect from melee. Thank God. Now let's see about burning through these Slayer levels. And as I'm sure that many of you expected, that did not go well for me either. Honestly, this grind is just gonna drive me insane. Well, not just, but recently, I'm gonna die. Not the best at flicking, especially when I'm trying to talk, but recently I noticed that I actually need an agility level to do Shiloh Village, so looks like one small favor's not gonna be a favor to me. At least right now. Right. Jeez, I'm being real bad. But yeah, I am 40k worth, well, 36k and almost halfway there. The grind will be done eventually, but my magic's gonna be probably my highest skill after this because everything's so much faster with it. But yeah, my 4 cash stacks, that's all that's left, so I'm probably gonna have to grind that as well. And it happened. I'm finally out of money. So I will be doing some sailing tasks, preferably maybe killing the turns or whatever they're called over there. To make some money, we'll probably go for like 100k just so I can get the money back for ruins and hopefully finally get this level, seeing as I am about 50k, 60k away. I've about reached my goal, but I just got 64 sailing, which gives me, there it is, pirate shipwrecks. And I happen to know that there's one a little bit closer to whatever it is, the Void Knights. And that's my cap. So we'll have to check those out pretty soon. Alright, apparently I happened to come across the newest bot farm, which is Master Farmers. Because there are a lot of people that have quite a lot of XP here. 113 with basic stats everywhere else. Yeah, don't think these guys are real. Well, this is a fitting spot. It is official, they denied my second claim for seclusion, so they decided that was a bot and I can't do anything about it. I'm so glad that it happened because it, I lost a bond there, so honestly annoyed, but I guess I have the record for the fastest ban in RuneScape because that account was live for maybe 5 minutes. And it happened. I'm at, we'll just say 75k, and I ran out of food. So I might as well get my hunter up to the level I need. Did this bird just poop? Anyways, uh, by catching the red crabs again. So let's see how many crabs I can catch in one episode. And it's almost Christmas, so they decided to put a party hat on the bank crab. That is quite funny, and I had to double check to make sure that it wasn't already in there, but pretty sure it's new, and it's quite funny to see. Even our turtle friend here has a hat. So they did not forget about the sailing moms when it came to Christmas. Honestly, this is a pretty good hunter training thing. And there's 45 hunter. I can now do the quest with that, but I'm just going to finish up the last little bits here. But as I was saying, it's pretty nice. I mean, this is kind of automated. You click once and it resets for you. So overall, I think they did quite a good job with this one. Plus, these crabs are pretty darn fast to get back on the trap. So it's like a budget box trap, I guess. Now, I'm sure people will still prefer box traps, but I still think this is pretty darn good. As I said before, I can now do pirate shipwrecks and uh didn't want the cargo. I just want to deploy this. So I'm gonna see what these get in a couple of polls just to see if they give me any good planks, because I think I'm gonna be doing my construction grind first before going back to Slayer because I can get a magic upgrade. So we'll see if I can get any planks from a couple pulls of these. If it's fast and I can get some high quality planks, then I might do it. If not, I'll probably just be picking up planks. Inventory 1, and it shows it's probably going to be a money grind. But I did get an upgrade, which is nice. Uh, it's used because my other account. But anyways, got a couple dual rings, I guess. And inventory 2 confirms it. They get a wow, mahogany repair kit, which is cool. I could farm those a little bit. But basically, I'm going to be picking up planks, it seems. After just a few too many world hops, I finally have 2,000 planks, which should be enough for my construction grind. It's not the quest level, but with this build here, that is 44 construction, which gets me 28 rooms, and more importantly, 2 store 4. With that in mind, I load up my inventory and we'll do a quick house teleport. And have to get out of here. Go into build mode. I know there's a button, but it's just easier to do that. So more importantly, go over here. Tool storage 4. Build it. And it's this one exactly. Perfect. Now I can pick up all of the modes. More importantly, the amulet mode. I have no real idea if any of the other ones will be useful, but I just picked them up anyways. But it's very nice that I'm able to get all of these without ever leaving my sailing restrictions. Finally, here is the last one. Just click one button, and that is level 48. I can now do the quest and do all this. And I got only one thing to say about that. But anyways, I think thanks to the Captain random events, I got a couple gold bars. So I'll just take one of those, a sapphire, and the amulet, and we'll go to Entrana for my amulet. So fun fact, Entrana doesn't let you on with any weaponry or armor. And I got no armor. Is this really a weapon? After I got rid of my dangerous weapon, I was finally allowed on, and now I can smith my sapphire amulet. And I'm sure you might be wondering why I made this when I can't get a ball of wool. And that's all to do with the fact that I brought the butterfly net, my dangerous weapon. Imps love to be around here, right in the chunk I can access. So I'm just gonna hop around and see if I can get some, I think it's baby imps that drop balls of wool, but hopefully it won't take too long. My luck with the imps did not go all that well, so I eventually just gave up on it for right now anyways, seeing as I don't really think it would do that much anyways, and to be quite honest, I just want to get over with this Slayer grind. But, of course, yet again, I ran out of money, and I'm basically out of ruins. I did just have a random event that gave me some chaos, but I would rather use these on something better, like something I actually want to kill, and it won't last all that long. So I'm gonna go get another like 50k, and hopefully that can push me over the 51 range. Of course, to add to the fun, this boat is quite damaged, and I used up all of my basic repair kits. So let's just see what one of these Teaks ones do. 20 HP, that's quite good. I'll just do 2 of them for now. I don't know if I ever mentioned them before, but there's little like floating water bubbles that appear in the water every now and then. I think it's just another random event, but they give free XP and usually sapphires, but this one gave me a red topaz. Of course, I'm still controlling the ship. But yeah, so that's a nice surprise. I thought they only gave XP and sapphires. This grind took a lot longer than I thought it would. Don't know why I thought it'd be fast, but it certainly is not. But we are finally just about done. Honestly, it wasn't horrible, but it sucks leaving everything on the floor basically. Around like 90% what I got is just wasted. But that's just how this account is, and I'll finally be back to my sailing pretty darn soon. To be quite honest, Pyre Fiends are probably the best monster I got, just because I was able to use one water, one air, and one mind, and Pyre Lords are quite decent XP for me, but the worst one probably would be K-Bugs. Not because they're hard to kill or anything, but just that stupid poison. I don't have a lot of anti-poison. I already used the two doses I had. But anyways, there's level 51 Slayer. And we are finally back in the sailing grounds, which I can't even begin to tell you how good it feels to be here. I know I'll have to do the Fremnik ones pretty darn soon, but I don't even want to think about it right now. I just want to enjoy being on my proper grounds and not doing any, well, exceptions. But anyways, to start off, I'm now basically 59 combat, so I gained 19 levels through all of that. My levels themselves, 40 combat, well, almost 40 combat. Most of the time I was using magic. 62 magic, 43 ranged, 55 HP, and I think I got a few odd levels here and there, but for the most part, that's about it. As for the bank, there's not too much because again, I didn't pick up too much. I did get an upgrade on my pickaxe, an upgrade on my axe, um, some random junk from imps and the rock crabs, which I honestly just forgot that existed, so I skipped them a bit too often for my liking, which is rather sad because they give some decent stuff for me anyways. Uh, got a steel med helm, but yeah, nothing too important. Got a couple rune drops, but most of that's just from the random event. But have a solid amount to use if I need to use it. Food's already shown. And in my junk, there's a couple things. Ironically, I got a curb bone from a hill giant well before I got the giant key, but not complaining. They're just gonna sit in here, and if I have a use, great. If not, they'll just sit here for the rest of eternity. But anyways, I need to grind a little bit so I can use these lamps as properly as possible. And I'm just gonna end this episode here, and so look forward to in the next episode we'll be doing Trouble Tortugans or however you say it. But yeah, we'll finally be able to see what that unlocks for us.